Hey everyone, I am bringing you another clan spotlight. Actually, it's not even a spotlight anymore. I feel like I'm just doing recordings for them now too. And this is Hunt, and these guys had an extremely tough war, guys. Check this out, 19 to 16 triples. What? In a 25 versus 25 war, it was 19 to 16 triples against this other clan. I mean, these guys are just beasts. Best queen walks I've ever seen through these guys. I would be scared to go against this clan any day of the week. These guys are absolutely madness, right? So starting it off, and again, I'm going to butcher everyone's names here, and I really apologize about that. I might just refer to them as the numbers. And this is going to be a longer recap. I think it's about 19 minutes, so stick with us, grab some early morning coffee, get some juices in you, because we're about ready to go on a long recap here. And starting it off, we have our number 9 against their number 1. And check this wall breaker entry out. It's a very good queen walk to begin with, and then uses that king to simply get the funnel for that queen into the core there. A few extremely good wall breakers. Notice the placement of those wall breakers, able to get into that little one tile mode, okay? A few really good cocoa loons as well, to make sure that there's not going to be any seeking air mines. Once they take out that air sweeper, it really works out a little bit better, because then that the healers aren't getting blown back a ton, which is, really good. And now he is sending in hogs after this queen charge has gone through. That queen charge is able to get multi-target infernos, the enemy CC. I mean, just a ton of value, right? And then the hogs are going to go over that Giga Tesla, and the Stone Slammer is going to keep the hogs funneled pretty well. Sends a minion. Check out that clutch minion for that back builder builder hut. What an OP, raid. Just knowing, being so situationally aware of each attack, it's huge. Next up is going to be our number 5 versus their number 2, and this is a base. We've seen a lot of variations of it. Honestly, this is I'm not going to say it's a common base, but the main point of this base is pretty common, and they're able to crack it pretty well. So starting it off with a few minions to funnel, which is great. Gonna use a wall breaker entry into that Giga Tesla area. And notice, how these loons go through, and they're, so precise to get rid of that mortar. And then these wall breakers are going to go into the core even more. Freezes that multi-target inferno to make sure that those wall breakers get in. Rages that queen up just the right amount to get her into the core and to take out that defending archer queen. Uses the queen's ability. The only thing that's really hurting right now is the air defense that's over in that corner, taking out those healers on that queen. And luckily, the lalo portion does just enough to get rid of all the defenses, to where that queen is not going to need those healers to stay alive. But the cleanup here is just too much to handle. There is plenty of lava pups, plenty of minions, and that queen going through that last air defense on the backhand side. Pretty excellent raids there. 99%, just so many time fails when you come at this elite of a level. It really is a bummer. Next up, we have our number 17 against their number 4, and is going to be doing a queen charge. But look at the portion that he was able to queen charge without the healers even in it, and then sends in a couple test wall breakers, sends in the main wall breakers going through, and that is going to give him access all the way into that Eagle Artillery. So check this out. This queen is going to get the Eagle Artillery, the Giga Tesla, the CC already, and then also the defending archer queen as soon as that queen moves up. So just OP. Queen charge, uses her ability to keep these miners. So this is a miner attack, which means that king is going to be used as the funnel for the outside, while the miners have everything to deal with on the inside. A good freeze on that multi-target inferno and that wizard tower, and that king is going to get enraged to where those miners are just going to stay deep into the core there, and then push through that multi-target inferno as the last defense to go down. Actually, is going to be almost the last building to go down. And just overpowered, guys. So we've seen a queen charge lalo, queen charge miner, Let's see what this one is. So this was going to be a bat drag attack. I mean, so much variety here. No base is safe right now. I mean, literally until we see Town Hall 13 and whatever special, defense or whatever the Town Hall 13 is going to give. Any Town Hall 12 base could be tripled. So in this instance, they're going to Soui the heroes a little bit to keep the funnel, uses that Warden's ability over that Giga Tesla, and then is going to send late bats here. So 9 times out of 10 on this attack, you really see the bats come in at the beginning. Well, in this attack, you have them coming in late. About 50% and midway through the raid, which is huge because these bats are going to tank for the dragons, and then they're also going to take out that whole corner over there. So coming into this last section of the raid, there's only that air defense and a multi-target Inferno that are really going to do a lot of damage here. And, a couple Archer Towers, but they're not going to do the majority. So the Queen even still has her ability, so as long as those dragons take out all the inside defenses, it's going to be a triple. And that Queen is hanging on by a sliver, didn't even need to use her ability, comes in for the triple. So an excellent bat drag attack, late bats. Now, here we go. We've got a Queen Charge Lalo. Starting the Queen Charge, going to the Giga Tesla. Pulls the CC, which is that baby dragon, gets that taken care of. And then wall breaks in to the Giga Tesla area, pulls the remaining CC Lava Pup, or Lava Hound, and then, of course, the pups are going to follow. Poison Spell is right on the money, going to hit the majority of those Lava Pups. Sends in a couple minions to take out those Lava Pups as well. Queen is going to get rid of that Giga Tesla, and then she is going to simply just move in along the outside. That King is going to do the funnel work there. That King is going to push around the outside while this Queen moves around. I mean, just being able to move this Queen like that, I cannot understand how that is possible, guys. This is such a huge Queen charge. He sends in the Warden late to this, and that jump spell to get into this core even deeper. Use that Warden's ability on the Queen charging. Guys, are you watching this raid? This is phenomenal. That Queen is going in all the way to the backhand side. The Queen took out 50% of this base, no doubt about it. The King took out probably 10 to 15, maybe 20, and then the Loons took out the rest, clean up, on the back. I mean, that was just incredible. Godness, AW Godness, what a beautiful hit. Wow. And next up, we have Sam 3000 against their number 7, and this is going to be a Queen Charge Lalo as well, and this time it's going to be a 10 wall breaker. And notice the 2 hogs. There's going to be a very specific reason for those hogs. Just watch coming up. A good Coco Loon there to get rid of that Seeking Air Mine, and then also that Tesla. And then the King is going to go in at the exact 9 o'clock to help funnel that Queen into the core there. Notice that Queen is taking some damage, but it's going to be all right. She's going to tank from that Ice Golem, or that Ice Golem is going to tank for the Queen. A couple really good placed wall breakers to get in to the core more, which is going to give access to that Eagle Artillery. I mean, check out these wall breakers. Bada boom, bada boom. Opens up that entire compartment. I mean, 50% of the space is now able to get hit by the Queen. The Queen takes out the defending Archer Queen, takes out the enemy CC, freezes the 2 Expos that were targeting that Queen because and the Queen still has her ability, guys. This is insane. Queen dumps her ability there while just getting targeted too much by those Expos, and then sends in back-end hogs. Check this out, back-end hogs just for that air defense. That air defense is going to go down. As you guys can see, the Warden is going with the Lalo portion up at that Giga Tesla. That Giga Tesla was hit by the Siege machine. And then, from there, it's all clean up. Use the Warden's ability early, and then the Loons moved on. Stone Slammer got stuck on the Town Hall, which is great. They definitely have the HP to take that down. So, Sam 3000 on a beautiful hit there. Next up, we have AW Hadi Haiti. And, sets down a few Coco Loons, sets down a few funneling baby dragons. Obviously, this Queen is going to try and get into that Giga Tesla. That defending Barbarian King goes down, freezes that just to keep that Queen alive. Queen goes straight in to get rid of that Giga Tesla after taking down those skeleton traps. And then is going to jump spell into that multi-target Inferno compartment that is along the same way. So he is getting rid of a lot of traps right now. I mean, took down all 3 skeleton traps, took down quite a few Teslas, gets rid of the enemy CC now, and then is going to send in the bulk of the miners straight on this entire, the entire other half of this base, or 3/4 of the space actually. That is a lot of area to take out with miners, and the king is doing a great job funneling those miners still in the core. Eventually those miners get to that eagle artillery, which is great. Stone Slammer is going to pop with loons, and these loons are going to target a few defenses as they go down. The miners are, fading out a little bit, but there's still plenty to take down. They spread out at the end, and that archer tower is going to be the last one to go down. So a beautiful hit there. Awesome raid. Next up, we have AW Lawin. And, this base, actually, we've seen quite a bit recently. I think it originally was from Nova, and now, their base has got leaked quite a bit ago, I think during the ESL thing. And now, we're seeing this base in a lot of other town halls with the outside of the town hall covered by walls, but not 100% secured. So, oh, excuse me. I had a little hiccup there. And then, from there, this queen is going to charge in, and then check this out. He is going to use a blimp, and that blimp is going to get into that multi-target Inferno compartment and then clear out the whole section, which is great because then that king is going to take out the rest of that area, a minion as well. This queen is still going to charge down and then is going to lalo. I mean, this just takes so much IQ to know how to attack these. I mean, this is just phenomenal. The lalo, again, goes right over the town hall. Giga Tesla, use the warden's ability to keep them alive. That wizard tower is making some damage on those loons, but that queen is still up going into the last multi-target Inferno compartment. And I mean, going into the last section of this raid, there are plenty of minions to clean up around the backhand side, and that queen is still pushing through. I mean, just overpowered, man. You can't. It's hard to comprehend, these guys' mindset when they go through. It's just beautiful. And then next up, we have the number 4, which is Abdullah King versus their number 12. And yeah, this is, another beautiful hit, and it's going to be a queen charge to the Giga Tesla because that Giga Tesla was able to get hit by the outside. And now the queen, and this queen is still going to charge into this core, guys. Again, I don't know how this team is able to manipulate the queen like how they do. One raged wall breaker breaks a max level wall, takes out the enemy CC, and is going to give access to, obviously, the enemy queen is already down. The Eagle Artillery is about to go down. The enemy CC is going to go down. The Giga Tesla is already down. And then is going to send in the Lalo, leading with 1 Stone Slammer and 1 Hound. That Hound actually goes all the way against, to the other side, which I think wasn't planned. Because, that Hound's really not doing any good over there by itself. But this queen is still just overpowered, making this such an easy L-shaped path. Or actually, this was more of a U because it's got to go around the backhand side where that king was able to take out that multi-target Inferno on that far tower. Or far compartment. That's just crazy. That king went around and did a ton of damage. Again, that Warden with a ton of loons left alive, plenty of cleanup, just beautiful hit. Again, these guys just know how to queen walk and charge better than, I would say, 99%. They're in the top 1% easily. Easily. And next up, we have AW Rainhill, and check out this base. This is actually a really weird base. Gonna use a wall breaker entry, great freeze spell to get that queen into the core there, and this is gonna be a Soui hero Lalo. Now, the Soui hero portion was specifically designed to get that defending archer queen, and then just spams loons all the way from like the 10 o'clock to the 2 o'clock, and is able to take out, the Giga Tesla first with that Warden's ability hitting, almost all of those loons. Healing spell into that back corner because that wizard tower, and just keeping those loons alive for the back. He knew this was going to be a triple at that point, so he just needed to keep those loons alive, so might as well use that healing spell. Now from here, there's just nothing but cleanup, or he just needs cleanup. He's going to use that haste spell to speed these loons up across to get the cleanup going, and then they're just going to start dropping bombs on those trash structures, and eventually they'll get all the way around to take out that army camp as the last remaining structure. So beautiful, 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 beautiful hit there. Now, next up is going to be Abu Ali, and again, this is going to be a bat drag attack. Check out the placement on the drags to keep this funnel from the main bats going in, or the drags going into the core. So excellent job by funneling with the kings on the left hand side and then that dragon on the right, which is going to give those drags straight into the core. Again, this is going to be a late bat attack, so the bats are going to be deployed here in just a second at about 50%. As soon as it reaches over 50% here, going to use a freeze spell on that multi-target inferno and that wizard tower, and the bats are going to tear apart that compartment. The bats got lucky and took out that wizard tower, and then the bats are just going to push through and actually take out that that air defense at about the 12 o'clock, 12:30. Yeah, and then, I mean, these bats are just on cleanup. You know, they have a lot of HP. They have a lot of damage per second, so they really come in clutch here. And if you're able to figure out how to bat drag like that, I mean, that's got to be one of the most OP attacks in the game right now, is that late bat mass drag attack. Now, next up we have Zine. And I've seen variations of this base, but I mean, this isolated town hall gives a lot of, I mean, it's tough, but you know, if you send in a couple bats over here, this is going to be another bat drag attack. There is all point defenses over on this Giga Tesla compartment. You know, that wizard tower at like basically the dead center of this base is the only splash damage defense in that whole area. So these bats are just going to get a ton of value, getting out a ton of structures to secure that Giga Tesla, as it's isolated now. There's no defenses surrounding it. The closest one I would say is that Archer Tower at like the 4. So he's gonna mass loon and drag the big area down here. You know, they spread out a little bit, which is actually good because these you know, the loons are going to spread out, the dragons are going to spread out to take out the enemy CC, etc. Saves that stone slammer for the very backhand raid. The Eagle Artillery is still not down yet, which is actually the hard part about this raid. Soui's the siege machine on that Giga Tesla, and actually that sweeper helped out because it blew those loons away from the explosion. So right now this Eagle Artillery is still up, which is so strange because how is that still alive? Or how are the troops still alive without that Eagle Artillery going down? Eventually that pack of loons from the Stone Slammer is going to take him out, which I don't know. I mean, that is lucky, man, honestly. And then, you know, the loons go into the back corner for the cleanup. I mean, another beautiful raid here in Hunt. I mean, these guys, as you can tell, their win streak is going up, and they are significantly increasing their skill level, if you ask me, as we go through. Now, next up, we have Abu Ahmed, and he's going to be doing a queen charge with a baby dragon funnel and a king funnel on the other side. This following that wall wrecker. That wall wrecker is going to get right into that multi-target inferno compartment, and then they're going to rage that queen, double ice golem, double loon CC, which is going to mass freeze a lot, and then the loons are going to basically act as a Coco loon to where it's going to protect those healers. Now, this queen is going to take that jump spell over to that Eagle Artillery, and then that's going to make a good little, I mean, L shape, if you will, kind of an awkward L shape, but it works out just fine. It sends in that minion to take out that one lava pup that was taking out those healers. This queen eventually gets out of the core there, which is not necessarily ideal. Use that Warden's ability over the Giga Tesla, just barely keeps those loons alive. That Warden is getting a little out of hand there and going above his pay grade and moving on to defenses he shouldn't have been moving on to. This queen is going along the outside, which, you know, taking out that Tesla farm. Use that queen's ability, and the rest is history. Plenty of cleanup, as we always say. Lots of minions there, lots of loons, and that queen and Warden still at full health. So Crazy, crazy, crazy. Here's the honorable mentions, guys. Again, that was a 20-minute video, and we didn't even touch all the raids here. So beautiful war recap by Hunt against this clan that put up 16 triples. So close war, excellent job.